another thing is it can start to feel clunky if we're not flexing that muscle all the time. It might feel awkward. It might feel like bossy because
like the manager's being bossy.
Right.
Like,
Because
hey, that's not how you do it.
yeah, Riley has watched me do this procedure 10 times. I work with him all the time, but why is he just saying something to me today? Welcome back to an episode of Buns, Burgers, and Big Ideas. I'm getting real comfortable in the studio here, so I think I'm just going to host this episode if that's okay with you guys. All right, now I'm just kidding. I'm going to hand it over to the host with the most and our Mr. Riley Shine.
Oh, Hailey. No, we love having you on the podcast. Like, honestly, it's so fun having you on. And we get to do these because it's Team Iron Arch, right? Like, it's not Riley's podcast. It's not Eric's podcast. It's our podcast. And so we appreciate you jumping in and helping us talk about some cool stuff today.
Thank you so much, as always, for having me. Tell the people, what are we talking about?
Hailey, it's funny you asked what we're talking about because today's episode actually is inspired by one of our team members that we saw today during a taste and train for one of our new sandwiches coming out next week. So if you're around, definitely check out that sandwich. It's going to be really good. It's called the Big Arch, not the Big Iron Arch. We've been joking around that like, oh, they made this for us because, we're Iron Arch management. But They might have. Let's go with it. But anyway, I was talking to this assistant general manager, and she said that coaching would be a really good opportunity to talk about. And we haven't talked about it in a while, so I wanted to bring it back up. And I think it fits perfectly because our WIG, for those of you who remember, is our wildly important goal. Just changed from breakfast speed to lunch speed. So we're looking to hit under 120 seconds for the lunch peak. And I think that coaching fits perfectly with that.
I would agree. And I love that you're getting these ideas from our restaurant because that's why we do this.
Yep.
So if your lunch OP is more than 120 seconds, it's not a mystery. It's a coaching moment. And the good news is coaching is fast, free, and the most powerful speed booster that we have.
No, Hailey, you're totally right. Like, coaching is one of the most powerful tools that we have as leaders when it comes to getting the results that we want. And the goal that we have right now, and the WIG, it's the goal that's going to make the most impact on the business. So we've got breakfast OP down. We're hitting under 112 seconds. We're fast in the morning. So now we want to take that down to lunch. Well, lunch, you've got different people working. You've got different teams, and you need to rush up on those procedures so that we can save those seconds in the drive-through. And when it comes to speed, it's actually how fast we give the coaching too. I think a lot of times people think that coaching has to be this whole ordeal. Like, let me take this person aside. Hey, Riley, you're not supposed to wear blue gloves when you're touching cooked product. Like it's like a whole production, right? And it's not. It can be fast, easy, quick, 5 to 10 second coaching moments.
And it's easy to have those micro coaching moments when you're comfortable and flex that coaching muscle often.
Yes. If you're not coaching and if you're not seeing things or saying things, it's going to be a little bit harder for you. And we always say, see something, say something. Sounds cheesy, but it's true because if you're not, like you just said, stretching that muscle, it's going to be harder for you to hop into that coaching mode instead of the, serving mode or running mode or fry mode or whatever it is that you're doing. I'm guilty of it sometimes too. You get so distracted and you're in it that you don't see an opportunity to coach right in front of you. And it doesn't have to be this whole long drawn out thing. And it doesn't have to be this scary thing. I think a lot of people are scared to coach too. So coaching is also when we have the speed, right? We have to be fast with our coaching. Not only that, but we also have to coach to the standard, right? Like the McDonald's standards. We have to be confident that we know what the standard is. So definitely, as we're gearing up for this new WIG, refresh yourself on those procedures. Take a look at your training guides. Again, at that taste and train, a general manager was asking me about, how we lay down patty meat or whatever. And I literally just walked over to the station guide, flipped it up and said, right there. And so we talked about it and we got on the same page.
Coaching is also a moment for us to connect and show our vulnerability, be authentic. So like you did today, if you don't know the answer, but you just know something isn't right, refer back to your tools and resources. That's why they're there. We're going to look at HU Online. We're going to look at the station guide. We might even ask the subject matter expert, hey, how do I do this procedure? So, or how does this process go to make sure that we can coach to the standard when an opportunity arises
Absolutely.
the next time?
Yeah. And so, Hailey, I have a question. What happens if we don't coach? What happens if we see something and we don't say anything?
Oh.
Because you just said that coaching allows us to connect with people. So what does not coaching do?
Well, one, it can cause some inconsistencies in the restaurant. If everyone kind of is just winging it, the standard isn't there, right? Another thing is it can start to feel clunky if we're not flexing that muscle all the time. It might feel awkward. It might feel like bossy because
like the manager's being bossy.
Right.
Like,
Because
hey, that's not how you do it.
yeah, Riley has watched me do this procedure 10 times. I work with him all the time, but why is he just saying something to me today? So we also have to be really clear when we're coaching and making sure that our learner or the other person is understanding why we're making this change.
The why is super important.
It is.
And that's where our team really gets to understand that we're doing it for a reason. We're not just trying to pick on them or whatever, if that's the case, if we're not in the habit of coaching. You brought up that if we never coach, it might feel that weird awkwardness, right? It reminds me of a story. I'm going to steal it from Eric. It was a RGR a couple years ago. This lady who's been with us for a long time was on the fry station, and she's making her fries. She's busting her butt. And everybody that day was correcting her on the procedures. And she's like, I've been making fries for 5 years. Why am I just now learning that this isn't the right way? So that's why it's really, really important that we start stretching this coaching muscle and that we really give it the time it needs, which isn't much, 5 to 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And coaching could also just be repositioning or different things, right? Like we're during peak, it's busy, we're trying to be fast. What's one tweak in the kitchen that you can make that'll save you 10, 20, 30 seconds downstream?
Yeah.
You could just be swapping to people, and playing to people's strengths. But that's getting into a whole lot of other leadership, managerial stuff. But today we're talking about coaching. So what does it look like to coach?
Well, I think we should start by refreshing ourselves on the steps of coaching. So we observe, and then we give and receive feedback. Receiving feedback is really important because that's when we learn from our team, well, this is how I've been doing it. This is why I do it this way, so that we can learn how to demonstrate the correct way. And when we get to that step of agreeing on the change, we have a better understanding why there might be some pushback. So observe, give and receive feedback, demonstrate the right way, agree on the change, and then we follow up.
What sticks out to me in that whole process is the received feedback, because you just said it. I just told the story, right? Like if we didn't coach her or she didn't share and give feedback to us, we didn't get the opportunity to correct that behavior, one, and two, give them the real reason why that is what it is. That procedure is what it is. Everybody wants to know the why. And if they are just flying by the seat of their pants or winging it, like, that's where it's like they don't understand. Oh, I've been doing this the whole time. Sure. Nobody has coached you or corrected you and given you the why behind it. So let's not do that. Let's coach. Let's be awesome coaches. There's opportunities to coach everywhere, and it's so exciting because you've been in the restaurants more often recently as part of the development team. So have I, and we both get to learn. And we're talking about drive-through, and we want to make drive-through fast.
Yes.
Obviously, coaching on procedures in the kitchen and coaching on all those things is important, and we need to be doing that as well. But do you have a drive-through specific coaching story?
Yeah, I was hanging out at one of our restaurants, and during one of our peaks, our back cash person, who, by the way, always has the most mentions on voice.
That's awesome.
She drives that thing, I think, solely for that restaurant.
We have a lot of friendly people.
We do.
We really
do. And guys, we have to use that to our advantage. But we noticed that our bottleneck was at back cash, and God love her because she's just so friendly. She wants to talk to everybody. Everyone wants to talk to her. Everyone knows her. It was slowing down. So I threw a headset on. I was just listening to a few orders, and I noticed that she was not having them verify their order at the screen. She was verifying it at the window. And while I appreciate her verifying it at the order point is where it's going to be where it allows us to be fastest with the drive-thru.
Because if there's an issue at the window and they have to change their order, that's just adding seconds, hence causing a bottleneck.
Right.
So what happened next?
I heard that she was verifying the orders at the window. I went back. I told her, hey, we need to make sure that we're verifying at the screen. Ask them if they can verify what's on their screen is correct. And then have them forward. And she said, yep, they're doing that. Great. And I thought, well, maybe I just heard a couple that, were one-offs. I went back up front. I threw a headset on and I just listened to a few more orders thinking maybe that was just a one-off thing. And I continued to hear her ask, anything else? They would say no. She would give them their total and have them pull around to the first window. So I realized that when she's asking them anything else and they tell her no, that was her verification that they didn't want to order anything else.
Yeah.
The conversation looked different the second time I went back, right? Because I said, we have to make sure that they are verifying
verbally,
their screen.
yeah.
And she said they are. So I explained the difference of if you ask them if they would like to order anything else, they would say no, but they're not verifying the screen.
Yeah,
they might not be wanting to order anything else because in their head, they told you everything that they wanted to order. But by asking them, can you verify everything on your screen is correct? We're asking them to double check our work, make sure that we got everything that they ordered. They give us the okay, we give them their total, and then when they get to the window, we can still make that connection with them. Hey, how you doing? It's just a much faster transaction. We're getting them to our present window, and now our OP is a little bit lower.
I love that. I love that coaching example because it shows not only your vulnerability, be like, oh, maybe I got it wrong, or maybe I didn't say it the right way.
Yeah.
Maybe I wasn't clear enough. And then you went back and then it's like, oh, light bulb. Like now all of a sudden she's got it and she's going to start saying, hey, does everything look right on your screen? Yep, it does. Great. I'll see you at the first window. Like, that's awesome.
And in that moment, it just solidified how important all of those steps of coaching are. Because had I, after the first conversation, thrown that headset off and said, well, I talked to her, we agreed on the change, that was it. There was no follow-up. There would be, but I had to go, my follow-up was observing again. And then I got to go through those steps again. I had to make sure to give her her flowers because every order she took after that, can you verify that everything on your screen is correct? It was really cool. It was really cool.
I mean, total, it probably took you more than 10 seconds, but it doesn't have to take that long. And that's why it's coach within that 10 seconds. We're talking about drive-through, right? And our WIG, while the important goal, is to have the drive-through OP be 120 seconds or less. So if that's the case, our wildly important coaching is a daily behavior. We have to make sure that we're coaching all the time. No, great conversation, Hailey. I appreciate you coming in again and talking about coaching with me. Thanks, Ashlyn, for the recommendation.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. And we love talking about this kind of thing. We actually have an LT class coming up very soon.
Yes,
tomorrow.
It is tomorrow. I can't wait for all the activities.
Woo!
Woo!
If you know, you know.
You know.
But again, guys, coach within that 10 seconds. Fast coaching is fast service. When we can be quick to correct behavior and share the why, be kind and clear, it's just going to help us move even faster and move on to dinner OP in a couple months. So get ready for that.
We got it.
Awesome.
All right. Well, like I said, I was hosting this bad boy. So listen, learn, lead, and we'll see you next time.
Got it. Nailed it.
Thanks for joining us on Buns, Burgers, and Big Ideas. We hope today's episode inspired fresh ideas for your leadership journey. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode and keep learning with us as we continue to explore leadership in the QSR world. Until next time, take care and lead well.